Welcome to Money Talks, a weekly feature on FM 93.5 The Berg and WMEG AM 740. Today we will talk just a little bit about money, maybe some of the things you can do with it, how it can impact your life, some ideas on financial planning and investing, and getting the most out of the money you hope to have, already have, or want to pass down. So sit back, relax, listen, and maybe take some notes, as you may have some questions by the time we're done with this edition of Money Talks. Hello, Dan Joss. How are you today?
Doing great, thank you.
Good. Glad to have you with us. So, Money Talks. Obviously, we're going to talk about money today.
Let's talk about money.
More specifically, what are we going to talk about? What would interest people?
Today we're going to talk about interest.
How would we rate that?
Interest rates versus interest paid.
Interest rate versus interest paid?
Yeah, I saw an advertisement that didn't seem right when I read it, and so I took out my trusty calculator and did some calculations, and I was...
Are you suggesting you have a calculator on you?
I always carry a calculator on me.
Is it disguised as a phone?
That's the only app I bought for my phone was a calculator.
Okay.
Business calculator. So what I saw was an advertisement that said you would be paying 13%.
Okay.
And so I did the math, and so we can just picture this. A $100,000 loan for 1 year.
Right.
Has 12 payments of about $9,200 or $9,300. And so the total of the payments, the $9,200, $9,300 times 12 was $111,000. So we could do the math.
Okay.
I borrowed $100,000. I paid back $111,000. And so $11,000 of that is interest paid.
Okay.
And if I divide that from what I borrowed, I'm about 11%.
Oh, I see.
And so they can advertise 11% or 12% or 13%. But in reality, you and I both know we're not borrowing the $100,000 for the whole year. We have to start making payments back.
Right.
And so we make the first payment of $9,300, and now I'm not borrowing $100,000 anymore. I'm borrowing $100,000 minus
the principal reduction.
Minus the principal part of that $9,300 payment.
Okay.
And it comes, if we do this month, then we come to November where we're making 10 or 11 of those $9,300 payments, and we're not borrowing that $100,000 anymore. We're only really borrowing about $10,000 for that last month. Right?
Right.
So on average of the whole year, we've borrowed $50,000.
Okay.
Because we borrowed $100,000 in January and we paid it all back in December. So that $11,000 divided by the $100,000 is 11%, but really we only borrowed $50,000 on average for the whole year. So that $11,000 payment divided by the $50,000 average principal that we borrowed is double that, or 22 or 24%.
And so this is what Dan Joss...
that 22 or 24% is the interest rate at which we borrow.
Okay.
So the interest paid is always going to be smaller than the interest rate.
Okay.
And typically advertisers, like your mortgage people or loan people, usually advertise the rate at which you borrow.
That's been the standard.
And in this case, it wasn't, and it caught me off guard. This was being advertised to business people and as a quick and easy way to get money. But the quick and easy comes at a cost.
It usually does.
A big cost.
Yes.
So I don't know that anyone is making $24,000 rate loans, but I guess there are.
I guess so.
I mean, that's credit card level.
Right. Yeah. That's credit card if you probably shouldn't have a credit card.
That's with some penalties, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We should talk about that another time.
We'll add that on.
But I find it fascinating that I'm having this discussion here with a gentleman who apparently sits around and does this in his... do you do this for your own entertainment in your spare time or just at the office?
Yeah, spare time. Break out my calculator.
Wow. Yeah, because it definitely makes you go,
Why am I in my business? I should be in the loaning money business.
Apparently, it's got to be paying better than radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's absolutely fascinating. So if someone wants to get together and talk with Dan Joss about interest rates versus interest amount paid.
That's right. Give me a call, 757-903-2127.
All right. So if you do that, then you can think about those things with Dan Joss as opposed to having to think about them and figure them out all on your own.
Yeah, I'll run the numbers. And really, you really want to make a good decision based on information that's available and not what you think you see.
Right. Okay.
It's usually the fine print of the contract we have to worry about.
Yeah, that daggone fine print gets you every time. All right. Well, Dan Joss, thank you for being here with Money Talks today. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
And website?
JossFinancial.com.
All right. Thank you much. Money Talks is a weekly program presented for the listener's benefit and entertainment. It is provided at no cost to the listener, and the ideas, opinions, and comments are not to be construed as legal advice, tax advice, investment advice, or other advice specific to the listener. Listeners are encouraged to seek the advice of a licensed professional or other qualified party when dealing with financial, legal, tax, medical, investment, insurance, taxidermy, plumbing, electrical, carpentry, real estate, chiropractic, veterinary, oral hygiene, hot air ballooning, etc. We have given you some food for thought. Now, call a licensed professional such as Dan Joss at 757-903-2127. Thanks for listening, and remember, failing to plan is planning to fail.